So how do you actually go about making your website successful? What we're presenting here is a 4-step process for you to convert more customers online. Step 1, attract visitors to your website. This is a fundamental step that is often not considered, but you really need to very carefully determine how you are going to drive traffic to your website. Is it through the search engines? Is it through social media? Or is it through traditional methods? Step 2, make your website a great experience. So what this really means is the old adage that content is king. And I always like to preface that adage with the word free. Free content is king. So you need to have amazing free content on your website. Remarkable content, relevant content, unique content. So when people are searching for your products or services, when they type their keywords into Google, Google will identify your amazing free content. It'll come up, people will click through, they'll experience your free content, they'll link to it, and your search engine's rankings will go up. It's a multiplier effect. Graphics. Graphics are always secondary to content, but it is very important to still make sure that your website looks good, and even more important than that, make sure that it's easy to use and to navigate. When we're talking about content, you need to think outside the square. So content doesn't just mean text content. It can mean YouTube videos, it can mean audio podcasts, it can mean interactive surveys, it can mean an online game, it can mean some form of entertainment. You need to think outside the square and figure out what is going to engage your customers online. Step 3, convert customers through a call to action. So you've gone to all this effort to create this fantastic content on your website, but then your customers, what are they doing? You need to make sure that they complete a call to action. This might be signing up to a newsletter, it might be buying a product, it might be filling out an inquiry form asking you a very specific question about your products and services. These call to actions need to be embedded all throughout your website, and you have to make it very easy for your customers to complete them. Step 4, repeat visits and build the customer relationship. Now that you've got visitors to your website, they've really enjoyed your content and they've completed a call to action, you need to make sure that they actually return to your website and become a repeat visitor and also a repeat customer. So you need to make sure that you track your customers, you add them to your database, and you make sure that you can follow them up moving forward. So now that we considered the 4-step process, I just want to quickly touch on 2 additional points. We found that many of our clients actually ignore step 1 in the initial stages of their website development. The focus is normally on what the website does, what the content is, what the website looks like. But before all of that, you've got to consider step 1. How are you actually going to get customers to visit your website? How will you get those visitors to find you? Will it be through an online method, like the search engines or social media? Or will it be an offline method, like your brochures and your promotional materials, or even television advertisements? You need to have a very clear idea about how to actually get visitors to your site, because that is where you get your return on your investment. It doesn't matter how great your website is, how amazing the content is, if you don't have traffic coming to your site to actually engage and experience that content, you're wasting your time. The second point that I want to discuss is called track and adapt. It's very important to monitor throughout your entire website what visitors are actually doing. So, where do the visitors arrive from at your website? What do they do when they get there? What pages do they visit? How are they converted through your calls to action? What are your conversion rates? Are they a repeat customer? Are they buying similar products or different products? Are they signing up to your newsletter? You need to make sure that you track action through your website so you can see where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. And where those weaknesses are, you can adapt your strategy to optimize your website. It's like Peter Drucker says, if it's not measured, it's not managed.